try to recreate his wall section, and it shouldn't take very long to do it. I'm pretty quick with this. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to stone, and I'm going to work slab, and I'm going to do what I can to recreate his wall as quickly as possible here. I think I'm one voxel off there. Try that. Give or take, it's going to be something like this, right? And I'm going to try to see what I can do about recreating this as quick as possible, and we're going to run with it. But I've seen a lot of this, and there's nothing wrong with it, like seriously. But I'm going to show you, ways of kind of spicing it up a little bit, giving it a little bit more depth, and like I said, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Normally if I'm saying something, it's because I want to help you out, expand what you know and expand what you can do, so you can kind of push yourself to push your limits a little bit, probably more than anything. And usually if I'm taunting you or aggravating you, it's not because I'm trying to be a dick. It's because I'm hoping to push you, to piss you off. A lot of times it takes a person to get pissed off to actually improve, and the military, is that way. So it kind of rolls over with me. Do I have a tutorial on making a voxel wall? Not really. Most of my stuff needs. Most of my stuff. When I built this wall over here, it was not at one time. I would make something for something else, and I was like, "Hey, I need to save that, and I'll use it later." And I'd take that piece, I'd put it on the wall, and I'd build something else, and I'd be like, hey, maybe I could use that later. Boom, that went on the wall. And it went over time when I was building Ogre City. And that's how the start, which was this one, that's how that one got formed. And then later on, new techniques came out and all that kind of stuff, so I figured I'd add those kind of things onto this wall. So all of that kind of got pushed onto it. Okay, so back to this wall here. Now, I've seen this kind of a wall quite often, and it's usually, when somebody's starting out, well, this is an attempt at it. And I'm going to show you some things to kind of bring this wall to life. And the first thing we want to do is give it some depth. Okay? And by doing this, let's get down to a basic voxel size here, and I'm gonna basically drop down, what is that, 1 2 3 4 5 voxels and 5 voxels, and I'm gonna fill this in like this, 3 voxels right here in the center part. I'm going to grab this, Control X to cut it, Control V to paste it down, roll my mouse up to get it up off the floor, and I'm just going to stack this thing quite a few times, like so. Get this thing kind of up in the air, something like that. We're going to grab right here, not the top one, but the one just below it, all the way down to this one. I'm going to push this one in one, push this one in one, so we're literally grabbing this section of that. And I'm going to take my smooth tool, 1, 2, hit it twice, and now I'm going to copy out one of these center sections, too thick. Control C to copy. Let's come over here, Control V to paste. Bring this out, and we're going to rotate onto the side like so. Push this into the wall, tab to get it into position. I'm getting it lined up with my floor right here. I want to go down 1 under the floor, just like that. Okay, hit my checkbox, and now I'm just going to move this down every 2 or 3 of my pegs from the top. So 1, 2, come over, check, check. Check. And to the last one, check. Okay. Now, we already have this as our floorboard, and this right here is basically on the outside of the wall, if we were looking up at it like this, you know. And just have them as like step outs, or whatever you want to call them. I'm going to bring the floor to the very end and up, and add my floor piece there. Now I'm going to cut everything that's on the top. Control X, Control V. Let's put this back over onto the outside edge. That'll make my walkway a little bit thicker, but I have this unique like stonework underneath of it. It gives it a little bit more depth. Now back to the top. Instead of having a 1 voxel thick little section here, I can come in there and paste down a second section right behind it, so my little sections are a little bit thicker. Hell, maybe even a third. I can probably chop out a few of these. Probably every other one. Let's chop out every other one. Sounds good. Just to give a different texture. Like so. And it gives us just a different look at the way our wall texture is there. You can also come in here and instead of using stone, use wood. Nothing wrong with wood. Don't be afraid of it. Something like that. And let's see, you can also give your wall itself a texture just by taking this and dragging it all the way down like that, and filling that in with wood as well. You can also come in there and do like support beams and all that kind of stuff. And this is just some tidbits to bring some life to your walls. You know, you don't have to, you know, follow this as a rule, but it just something to give a little bit depth to your walls. And I mean, if you look at it like this, you can see how it actually has a bit of depth to it, right? Now, if I come over here and you look at this, you can see it looks kind of plain. But you come over here to like this, you've got something that comes out at the eyes, you know? Now, another rule of thumb, and I went over this with one of the, with Allie earlier today, and that was playing around with your colors and your different textures and that sort of thing. You can use textures and colors to your advantage to give the illusion of depth. And they've given us a lot of different textures to work with here to do exactly that. And if you take a dark color and Cereals, thanks for the follow, welcome to the stream. If you take a dark color and you put it on top of a light color, what kind of illusion does that give? If you take a dark color and then you put a lighter color and then you put another lighter color and you put another lighter color in front of that, what kind of illusion does that give? So each way of being able to play with your colors, it gives a different type of an illusionary effect. And I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say here. Hopefully here, if I go to my stone, let's go to dirt, and I was playing with this earlier. If I come in here with the dark brown stucco and I fill this one in, and I'm gonna bring it forward just, I'm hoping in one voxel there, but okay. Broly, thanks for the follow, welcome to the stream. But we have that dark color here, and let's go with something a little lighter, something like that, and then I'm going to go right in front of it with another lighter color. If you look at this, I don't even know if that didn't do. I grabbed the wrong color, sorry. There it is. If you step back from this and you actually look at just the coloring that's sitting here, you have this right here. Light is always going to pop out, where dark is always going to recess. And if you put dark in the back and then you put the light into the front, that's the part that's always going to pop out further. And they pretty much went over a lot of this stuff in some of the workshops for, I think it was the Dark Elf. I think it was the Dark Elf stuff, and they pretty much went over this kind of stuff. But now, if I take this and I copy that and I paste it, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror it front to back, and I'm going to paste just like this. What pops out on this side if you look at it? What sits up to the front? And hopefully somebody in the chat will actually answer that. Yeah, but if you look at it, I mean, the only thing that's different is the color scheme. I mean, they're exact same colors, but what now stands out on that side of the map, or that side of the map, or that side of the screen there? Exactly, it's the lighter one. And by doing this play around with your different textures, you can actually, you know, bring to light something that you wanted to bring to light in the first place. And so I can do just some kind of playing around in here with my texturing in the same way. I can do a darker color here on the back side. Let's go into my stone textures, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to grab like this darkest work slate, and I'm going to paint down the side of these beams. What's up? Now I can now go into my dirt textures to that dirt tundra, and I'm going to drag that dirt tundra right down along the sides of it, like so. And like I said, it probably doesn't look like I've done much there, but just by playing around with these textures, if I stand off a little bit, you know, I can bring certain little playing around with the way the eyes look, you know, bring that dark texture behind this light colored wood there, and you know, make those beams stand out a little bit more, maybe, possibly. And or I can just back off here and like so, and probably go in here with like a earth and just run along the side, that dark earth color. That right there probably actually looks better than what I had before.
Mr. Vulcan?
Yeah, I put no dirt on the wood texture. Rec MMO, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And you see how I've got these little artifacts right here, the little angle texture. I hate those things. I get really OCD over that crap. And if I come in here and kind of clean this up a little bit, I might be able to clean that up. It annoys me. I can't help it. It's not going away. All right, let's try this. That took care of it. But I took that dark earth texture right there, and I just painted it along the side of the wood, which gave us a little bit of a blending effect, just like this. I could probably just take my selection tool and grab the whole entire thing while I'm at it. Paint there, and but you can see how it kind of like makes it stand out a little bit more, and for some reason it's not working right up here at the top.
User left your channel.
Do an extra line of it. That seems to work. Let's go ahead and do 2 lines of dirt. The use of dirt is a little bit underrated. A lot of people, you know, don't even think about using it, but using that dirt as a bridging point to give a little bit more of an effect is very key to bringing to life certain parts of your build that you wanted to bring to life. You don't see it very much, but at the same time, if you can learn what textures bleed and what textures don't, you can get some really cool effects and really kind of bring your build to life compared to other builds. You can also mix up your top texture here. Let's take the whole entire platform and let's just make it stone, or the work slate. And let's go ahead and paint that like so. So we get just the extra texture in there. And we'll go with up here at the top. Grab this whole entire thing and let's go with just a regular work slate. Something like that. And did that help any, Ezreal? Are you there?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just kind of like playing around with some different stuff, and um, I got a video on how to make an actual like portcullis inside the game without having to use a prop, and which is something I like doing. You know, I don't like using the props. If I can get away with not using props, I try to. But the more props they throw at you, the more you end up using them, just because people get lazy. I'm going to show you something else that's going to be handy. And if you take your selection tool and I mouse over this wall, that you see how it meets right in a corner of this brick. And over here it comes pretty darn close to meeting in a corner of that brick. If you select just that one brick, pull it out one voxel, go to your add tool, take that material and bring that voxel out. And then take your smooth tool, tap it one time. Look at that brick now. It literally looks like it's coming out of the wall. Cool, huh? So,
Yeah.
but try your best to do it on one of those that your selection, the actual voxel box here is locked up there, like this. Because if you try to do it on one that don't, and I'm going to try to find one that don't line up, if I could possibly. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's a pain in the butt. Sometimes they will land perfectly, and sometimes they won't. Now, I think it's all due to the side. Not unless they modified this recently. Here's one. Like this. And I bring this one out. Then I fill that, and then I smooth it. You see how that line is like right in the middle of it, and it doesn't look natural? You'll kind of see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But try to stick to the ones that actually are sticking out like this. Like that one right there is perfect. Bring this out.
Yeah.
Fill it, and then tap it. Or you can actually do a control smooth as well, so you don't smooth it out too much. And you can get these blocks that really stick out. So you break up that pattern just a little bit, and that can actually help you on these type of walls as well. And you know, even if you didn't want to go through all that trouble of what I did earlier to put all that wood and all that other kind of stuff, you can just copy that one top level and give it a little bit of extra, so you get a little overhang. You know, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and there's all kinds of good stuff there. And it looks like somebody had some chests they found. If you guys want in on that, jump in and